If you don't want to be called Nazis, stop doing.
You're called an
You've been
called an anti-Semite more than anyone else's table.
Yeah.
And people will sit there and no, by me. I never called you an anti-Semite. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is
what does beeper mean? Don't give me your fake
I did not say you should die.
Why did you say with my beeper?
What did you mean?
What did you mean by the beeper?
I said,
What did you mean by the beeper?
The hypocrisy from the left is insane. This video is brought to you by Ground.News. We'll get to that in a second. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notifications anytime I go live and make a video. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, CNN. My raw feeling about this, and I know all of you guys agree with me, I'm so sick of these people. They just a pit in my stomach. Every time I hear them talk, they're so vile, and they're such hypocrites, man. The lunacy and hypocrisy from the left is at epic proportional numbers. It's insane. Maybe the better word would be epic proportion. It's insane the way they act. They got all in their feelings about this conservative commentator who I'm assuming they signed to a deal where he's a contributor with CNN because he, did a low blow on a guy who was talking crazy. And now you want me to die? You want me to die? All right, so if you guys haven't seen the clip, some of you seen it at the beginning of the video, let's go to Ground.News real quick because I want to show you how crazy and important this is at the same time. Check this out. This is why I love Ground.News, and all of you guys who hear me talk about it, you know why. You can look at the way people are reporting this, right? A conservative gets banned from CNN. Well, 20 leftist outlets, only 12 Republicans. We can see why. Obviously, it's 44% biased towards the left. But let's look at the headlines. This is where you know what's real and what's fake and how they making up stuff. Let's go to the left. You click leftist headlines. These are the outlets to the left. Did you just say I should die? Trumper booted from CNN for joke, quote unquote. CNN banned conservative writer after beeper comment to Muslim commentator. Where's the one that I saw about racism? CNN bans, and this is a CNN article. CNN bans conservative commentator who made a racist joke on air. Racist joke? And then you go to the conservative side, and you can see you're gonna hear a very different message. Contributor journalist banned from CNN after spat with ex-MSNBC host who labeled Trump supporters Nazis. That to me, that's more accurate as to what happened. So the article I was looking for was actually a biased comparison. It wasn't the article. It says the gentleman, Hassan, extreme views led to the cancellation of his weekend show on MSNBC after October the 7th attacks by Hamas. So the right is reporting, in my opinion, about the totality of circumstances here and in context, and the left isn't. So let me just show you this real quick thing about the blind spot. So you got to be mindful of the blind spot. I would say every person that follow me need to look at this. The right, these are certain things that are coming up that the leftists are reporting about that you need to be informed about so you know what's going on. Same thing with the leftists. These things on the right that's being reported on that they don't want, they better be paying attention to it. They're going to get caught off guard. Anyway, go to ground.news/Tatum, subscribe through the link, and you'll get 40% off the Vantage plan, which is the plan that I use for unlimited access. Make sure you're informed with Ground.News. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to this real quick. They in their feelings. They couldn't wait for somebody to say something off color so they can go play the crazy victim. Just wait till you see what we put together in this video. I'm going to prove them wrong, and you're going to see what a hypocrite they are. If you feel like what he said was off color and inappropriate, then just keep that same energy. But when he says something, but the host that he said it to has literally gotten his show canceled because he's a lunatic when it comes to the Israeli conflict. And then I got video of him just literally going on these rants about how everybody's the devil if they're not a Muslim and they're animals. And y'all okay with this guy being on here, but somebody say one thing to him, y'all crying. I can't believe it. He can never be on the show. You wait, roll the clip.
I mean, I'm glad you played that clip because all day long, the Trump campaign have been saying, it's a comedian, it's a comedian, it's a comedian. It wasn't just a comedian. Park the comedian and what he said and you still have Rudy Giuliani, you still have his childhood friend, you still have his donor saying the pimp handlers.
That's right.
Just one of those people 10 years ago would have ended a Republican campaign. John McCain, Mitt Romney wouldn't have survived one of those people, right?
Yeah.
And these people there's so many of them, it's classic flooding the zone, Steve Bannon style. We can't even talk about all of them because there's too many of them to get through. In fact, you should give a raise to the producer who had to do that supercut, that they had to sit through all of that. You didn't even get through all the clips. There was still Tucker Carlson doing replacement, Don Jr. did replacement, and then Trump himself turned up and talked about invading and occupying our country, which is the language of the far right. He talked about enemy of the people, which is Joseph Goebbels. He talked about enemy of the enemy within, which is literally Hitler. I mean, these are
these people getting on my nerve. He's saying that Donald Trump using the words enemy within. And somehow that's Hitler. You can't use the phrase enemy within. I've heard that on football teams. I've heard that all over everywhere. But when you use it and you're a white man and you're a Republican, that's somehow connected to Hitler. I have never heard Hitler say that. Why? Because nobody's listening to Hitler dead tapes. Nobody listening to Hitler. Nobody reading about him. Most people don't know. They only know Hitler because there's a connection with the Holocaust thing. But nobody paying attention to Hitler. They don't know nothing about him. Somehow Trump is looking through Mar-a-Lago for his Hitler tapes. You're a fool. Now listen, he said that. He literally accused Trump of, and Trump supporters of being, and Don Jr., which is a respectable man, of being Hitler. And then watch, roll the clip.
My problem is, I get it. Nobody wants to be called Nazis. It's very inflammatory. But if you don't want to be called Nazis, stop doing it.
You've been called an anti-Semite more than anyone else's table.
Yeah.
And people will sit there and, no, by me. I never called you an anti-Semite. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is that
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Is it a low blow, right? He went, boop, he hit him low. And, on television, you hit him low. Back in the day when men were really men and they had a sack, then men wouldn't be arguing about this. You throw a low, they squash it, right? He threw a low blow on the guy. But this guy, and I'm going to show you, hold on, I'll get to that in a second. This guy is so anti-Semitic that it's insane. And this guy pretty much was just saying, look, you've been called anti-Semitic more than anybody else. You're talking about Trump and his team being anti-Semitic. You are the biggest anti-Semite, period. Then he go, I'm a Palestinian, so I hear it a lot. No, bro. The Palestinians aren't the problem. Hamas is the problem, and the people who support Hamas. So if you're a Palestinian and you don't support Hamas, then you ain't a problem. Nobody's calling you anti-Semitic. If you don't have a problem with Jews, you're not anti-Semitic. But if you are supporting Hamas and you're a Palestinian, then hope your beeper don't go off. Because you're a part of the problem. But then he didn't say, I hope your beeper go off. He said, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. So really he's saying, I hope you don't get blown up with the rest of them since you want to associate. But you just wait. I'm going to let the clip finish, and then I'm going to play you clips of why he said this and why he had every right to say this. Because this guy is an extremist. Roll the clip.
Oh, wow. You should not.
No,
Did you just say I should be killed?
No, I did not say that. No, I did not say that.
Hold on.
Did your guest just say I should be killed on live TV?
I said I hope
Guys,
you don't.
let me just stop.
You said you hope my beeper doesn't go off.
Because you sound like a big supporter
Of the Palestinians.
of Hamas.
Guys, let me
I said
stop.
Palestinians.
Are you?
Am I what? No, of course I'm not.
Palestinians are
Then
not.
I apologize.
Are you a
Ryan.
Then I
racist, violent
apologize.
person
Then I
inciting
apologize.
violence against
Ryan,
That's disgusting.
that is completely.
No, I apologize.
Good
that
job,
is
CNN. Let's
completely
have first
out
block
of
say the
pocket.
Muslim guy
You
should
know
be
that.
blown
Then I
up
apologize.
on
Then I
TV.
apologize.
Don't
Then I
say
apologize.
then I
Wow.
apologize. You literally.
I thought you said
accused
Hamas.
him.
I
You didn't think I said
No,
Hamas.
no,
I
you
said I
didn't.
supported
Yes, I did.
Palestinian
Yes, I
rights.
did.
Why? Because when you hear
What's funny
Palestinian,
is
you
Rudy
hear Hamas?
Giuliani said this
No,
yesterday,
because-
so you're a great guest to
Listen.
be here
All
to
right,
defend
I
Rudy
told myself
Giuliani's
Give me
I
one-
wasn't going to
give me-
entertain
give me one
nonsense
second.
today, and so at this point,
This is what we're in
I
now.
can't
This
do
is America in
Here's what
2024.
I will say.
Forget the
Here's what
racism.
That's right.
It's I should
That's
die.
right.
I didn't
That's-
say that. You
You
should
said,
die.
what does beeper mean? Don't give me your
I
fake
did not say
ignorance.
you should
Guys,
die.
Why did you say with my
give me-
beeper
give me
go
a-
off?
What did you mean?
What did you mean by the beeper?
So what
I
did
said-
you mean?
What did you mean by the beeper?
No,
No, you didn't. You said, I hope your beeper doesn't go off.
Ryan, stop talking.
At least
Sorry.
have the guts to support your racist
sorry.
comment.
Hang on.
I'm so sorry.
Hold on, time out. It's crazy how they use the word racism. Both of these dudes look white to me, or similar. Because if he's Arabic, he look like he look like he from there too. These don't look like two brown guys. I don't know what he is. I mean, maybe he's Jewish. This guy is the lightest skinned Muslim that I've ever seen. Come on, bro. Y'all stupid to think that people are looking at y'all and being like, yeah, this is a guy going against a brown guy. Both of these guys look like they foreign to America anyway. But on top of that, let's play the receipts from what this guy has said. Because they're getting all out of whack. They're crying on the media. The guy apologized, said, I'm sorry. Thought you was talking about Hamas, regardless of what he said. I want to go to what this guy, Hassan, has said. And why CNN okay with him saying this stuff, and they act like they're literally flying off a handle because the guy said, hope your beeper don't go off, which is a low blow, which is a joke. He clearly don't have a beeper on him. Called non-Muslims animals.
In Islam, the ends do not justify the means. This idea is totally alien to Islam. In Islam, what is halal is halal, what is haram is haram. We do not bend our law, our morality for our short-term aims. Never. And we never lose the moral high ground. If we know anything of Shias of Muhammad, as Shias of Ali, as Shias of Hassan, as Shias of Hussein, we know that keeping the moral high ground is key. Once we lose the moral high ground, we are no different from the rest of the non-Muslims, from the rest of those human beings who live their lives as animals, bending any rule to fulfill any desire. Once we do that, we are lost.
Hold on. I just want y'all to remember what he just said. The non-Muslims who live their lives like animals.
In Islam, to believe is to know. To disbelieve is not to know. That is what it fundamentally comes down to. It is to remain ignorant, to cover up knowledge. After all, what is kafir? Kafir comes from the root word, which means to cover up, to conceal. The kafir is the one who covers up that knowledge which is clear. The French Orientalist scholar Lamens, he once wrote that the Quran is not far from considering unbelief, disbelief, as an infirmity, as an illness, as a disease of the human mind. Subhanallah. Non-Muslims point this out to us.
Okay.
And of course, the kafir, the disbelievers, the atheists who remain deaf and stubborn to the teachings of Islam, the rational message of the Quran, they are described in the Quran as, quote, a people of no intelligence. Allah describes them. Not of no morality, not of no belief, a people of no intelligence. Because they are incapable of the intellectual effort it requires to shake off those blind prejudices, to shake off those easy assumptions about this world, about the existence of God. In this respect, the Quran describes the atheists as cattle, as those who go into crowd and do not stop and wonder about this world. All of these ulama unanimously agree that at the very minimum, if Yazid was not a kafir, then at the very minimum, he was a fasir, a transgressor, a breaker of Islamic laws, a corrupt individual, a tyrant, a killer, a drunkard, a dog lover, a music lover, a homosexual, a pedophile, a sexual deviant, someone who slept with his own mother, astaghfirullah. These are their views of these ulama in their books, not my view, not Imam Hussein's view, not Ayatollah Sistani's view. This is their view about Yazid. It's all there in black and white. Yet Allah should be pleased with such a man. Astaghfirullah. Allah should be pleased with him. Indeed, the fact is, and this is important, Yazid is not simply a fasir. He was an out-and-out kafir.
Now you've heard him say, I think, a lot of inflammatory things. He sounds like a religious extremist when CNN act like they don't want Christian nationalists are a problem. This food is a Muslim nationalist. But they don't have a problem with that. Now let's go back to the clip real quick and see how they berate him, knowing what you know about some of the things he said publicly. Roll the clip.
This is why yesterday's rally was disgusting.
Don't call us Nazis, but I'm going to threaten the brown guy as a terrorist and kill him.
Because I didn't ever say Donald Trump was Hitler. Man. But do you know who stood on a stage yesterday and said, I want to come to the Nazi rally? I don't have to make up words and call you something. You're saying it for yourself. And what you just said right here, apologize, but I will tell you, I don't accept that apology, and you didn't even say it to me.
That's fine. I didn't say it to you.
That was disgusting. But I can be offended when you don't even say it to me. I'm not Puerto Rican, but I was offended by what he said yesterday. And I'm offended that the former president and potentially future president would allow it and go for 12 hours and not say, I don't care. Because you know what? When Kamala Harris put out statements about switching up opinions, it wasn't good enough for Republicans.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you said it.
Why don't you take this back a little bit and let her take the show?
You know what? No, listen.
You're kind of monopolizing her show.
No. Hold on one second.
Because I'm surprised you wouldn't even say what
Listen,
he just said.
we have a lot of...
Hang
on a second. We have a lot of heated conversations on this show. That is
let
true.
her take it back.
But one of the things that I do not appreciate is when we cross the line. Okay? I don't appreciate that.
I apologize.
And I appreciate the apology, but I don't want a conditional apology for saying something that is completely it is not civil in the slightest.
I misheard what he said.
Okay?
I thought he said Hamas.
There are lines here.
Yeah, I went on CNN and said I support Hamas. What kind of idiots do you take us for?
We got to stop this
That's a
stuff.
ridiculous thing
We
to
have
say.
to stop this stuff, okay? We're going to go to the break now because I don't think anybody was served by what just happened. Hey, I'm sure everyone has seen what happened on the show tonight.
No. They got to do all this to make it all bigger than what it was. That dude threw a low blow out and said, I hope your beeper don't go off because they're getting into a spat. This guy could call Trump supporters hit Nazis. He stood across the table and said that guy was a Nazi. Then the other guy say, I hope your pager don't go off. But the guy that said the pager is the problem. Oh my God, he said, he want me to die. You just called this man a Nazi. And he say, I hope the pager don't go off. That's fair game. Unsportsmanlike conduct on both sides, the penalties offset, remain first down. That's what we should be saying. These penalties offset. You calling people Nazi, and then they say, hope your pager don't go off, and you're mad. Listen to what this hoochie mama got to say. Roll the clip.
I just wanted to address one quick thing. As you may have seen, Ryan was asked to leave the show, and we have put out a statement saying that he's not welcome back on our air. There is a line here on this program, and it was crossed. But I want to be clear as well that we did not ask Mehdi to not come back. In fact, we really wanted him to come back and finish the show. We had a lot to talk to him about. And we really hope that he'll join us again soon. But for those of you who are wondering why he did not come back, I just want to be super clear that that was not in any way because we didn't want him back at all. And I won't speak for him, but I just wanted to make sure that you all knew that that was
just spoke for him.
Not what happened there.
You just spoke for him. Like, these people are so the guy probably didn't come back to the show so he can make this bigger than what it is. They trying to win an election. He want to make this bigger than what it is. He had a show on MSNBC and they kicked him off the show because he was such an anti-Semite during October the 7th. You know, this is the thing that bothers me about these pro-Palestinian people that nobody's talking about. These people support Hamas. I've never had a person who they either supported them in word or deed. They will not flat out condemn Hamas. They will not. I have never met a person. I had a lady, I should pull the clip up. I had a lady, I was at a speech at a university. A lady comes up, she says all this, and I said this before she ever spoke, and I said, they always support Hamas. All you got to do is let them talk a little bit. They're going to support Hamas, their attempted genocide against Israelis. She get out there. I say, do you condemn Hamas? She go, no, they're freedom fighters. There you go. Just this last week, I was at Rutgers 2 weeks ago. I was at Rutgers University. And this guy was just all open arms about the whole Israeli conflict thing with Gaza. And I walked down the thing. I said, listen, you believe that Israelis are occupying the land, correct or not? Yeah, I believe that. I said, you believe, then what is the solution? So what Hamas did, if you believe they're committing a genocide and they're occupying the land, what Hamas did was justified. Because if somebody's occupying your land and they're committing a genocide against you, then what are you going to do about it? You got to do something. Then I asked him this. I dare you guys to ask the next person you talk to this. Who's a bigger threat to Palestinians, Hamas or Israelis? Every single time I've asked that question to one of these pro-Palestinian people, they go, the Israelis are a bigger threat than Hamas. How? How is that? How, Sway? Hamas is taking all their money. Their leaders are billionaires and millionaires, and the people are suffering. Instead of them taking aid, financial aid that they get and building an empire on a beautiful strip of the freaking Mediterranean Sea, they got ports, they got everything. I mean, they should be killing it. They building tunnels and all kind of other crazy stuff. And then what do they do to their people? They go and slap and then hide behind their people. They're like me going to punch Mike Tyson in the back of the head, and then I get behind my wife and my kids. And when he starts swinging, they getting hit. And I'm like, see, you hit my wife, bro. You didn't have to hit my wife. You hit my kids and everything. Bro, you went and punched Mike Tyson in the back of the head, and when he turned around swinging, I pushed my wife and kids in front of him. That's what they doing. That's what Hamas is doing to their own people. They went and attacked Israel, knowing they would respond. And then they go hide somewhere behind their own people. They're not in the Gaza Strip fighting a war. They're not putting men and putting them there and saying, let's get it. Lead the people out of it. We're going to go to war right here on the border. They're not doing that. They hiding under somebody's house. They got regular people hiding hostages. Then when Israel got to come in and drop that thing on them, they up under the rocks crying. Like, bro, you should have never did that. You should have never did that. Everything you do from here, that's like if a man was walking down the street with his wife, a man walk up and spit in his wife's face. Bro, whatever that man do to you after that, that's on you. That's on you, bro. You spit in his wife's face. What you want him to do? Let you just spit in his face? Bro, if you would have never spit in that man's wife's face, that man wouldn't have been stomping you on the side of the curb. So anything you do after you spit in somebody's wife's face, it's on, hey, they ain't got nothing to do with me. You had no business doing that. You go slap somebody's kid and that parent get on your head. You slap somebody's kid, anything that parent do to you after you slap their kid and you a grown man, hey, bro, you go and try to message somebody 14-year-old online and they catch you. Bro, you had no business messaging that man kid on no app. So if he wanna get jiggy with you, that's on you, bro. You should have thought about that before you mess with him. I can go down a list of things that you do to get your butt whooped. It's a very simple fight to me. Yeah, you mad at him. Yeah, you can be mad at him. You swing on him and he swing back. Don't get mad. You literally poking a bear. And then it maul you and you want to be a victim. You're not a victim after you get mauled when you poking the bear. That's what I hate that the kids up under them rocks like that. I seen some videos of it. I hate to see it. But I tell you what, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. If y'all do that in America, I hope we turn your whole country into a parking lot, and your kids they'll have a better place. Hope they go to heaven. But you're not gonna survive if you do that to American citizens, and you know that before you did it, don't you? Like I gotta talk to my kid. You knew what was gonna happen before you did it, right? And you did it anyway. Okay. See y'all in the next one. I'm out.